Use your difference to make a difference.
We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
Every story can change the world.
My name is Tsunami, but you will soon see why they call me Slay.
Bubbly, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a character. I'm the guy that brings the joy into the room.
Life will throw you challenges, but it's about how you handle the process that will reveal your true potential.
My journey is to take one Africa to the world.
I'm a tomboy. I like to get down and dirty when I need to.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Cover your top before you're born.
Build a team, execute the dream.
I believe sometimes in life you have to create your own opportunity.
My motto in life is simple. Don't worry, be happy.
Hi everyone, my name is Uche Mba and I'm very excited to be a guest host today.
Ooh,
Today's topic is very important because it's a problem that our generation is facing today. Okay, so let's get started. The question today is, how can you tell if the guy or the lady that you're dating is officially exclusive to you? So what do you guys think?
I say the ladies go first.
Okay, ladies?
I think when you guys have a conversation about it, because God forbid you assume you're in a relationship with somebody just because y'all do everything together. Like, God forbid.
Exactly. I think you have to just eliminate like assumptions and just communicate. If you like somebody, say you like them, and also talk about where you want whatever you're doing at the time to go. If there's an end goal, if it's simply just to kill time or to fill a void, or if it's a whatever it is, just communicate about it.
Communication, okay.
Yeah.
Guys?
I mean, what? Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
How
I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
How can you tell
just
if
started,
the guy or the lady that you're dating is officially exclusive to you?
Okay, to me.
I mean, they have to say yes or no. Or, I mean, we have to have that kind of talk and say, I think I want you to be my boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. If that conversation is not there, they're just assuming that, I think because, just like she said, and you end up being in a relationship, the other person doesn't even know you guys are in a relationship.
Sure.
So you're going to suffer that because, one day it's going to come, they're going to have to run that conversation. It's going to be like, wait, when did I start dating you again? You don't want that.
That'll be awkward.
I mean, the wrong thing you want to do, well, you don't want to do the thing is assume. If you assume that we are so-called dating or getting serious or whatever the case, I think that's one of the worst things ever, whether it's the male or the female. And you think to yourself, we're doing this and we're doing that, we're official. If we didn't have that conversation and it's not put out there first and foremost, then no, we're not official. We're just having a so-called fling or whatever you want to call it. So I suppose, like I said, you got to keep the open communication, and each of us have to know from the get-go, from the start, that this is what it is. If that's not what it is, then it's nothing. It's just fresh air, basically. You kind of have to show me whether you're telling me verbally or it could be physically you showing me, and I'm like, okay, I get the incentive where I need to, step it up a notch and like approach and ask the question. So I feel you need to do that. But it's all down to communication, right?
It's very important to address what you want out of a fling, out of whatever it is from the beginning. I think the foundation is so important and communication is key, but it's also important to just be honest. If you're not looking for something serious, that's okay. Like, make that clear, but time is precious, so don't waste anybody's time.
Yeah, it definitely starts, I think, it's communication.
Communication.
But I think they would say the DTR, define the relationship. You start with, so, What are we?
One thing that pisses me off about this generation is that like the lines between talking, dating, being boyfriend and girlfriend, even marriage, like there is no line. It's like
just all the
but that's why you have to define
together.
it.
Yeah, that's
But-
where communication.
But even
That's
so,
true.
people
But
are just
even
scared
if
to
you
define it
do,
now.
even if you claim, hey, like you're my girl, you could still have two side chicks.
No, but then you define it by
Then
saying, as my boyfriend or girlfriend, that means I'm exclusive. I'm not gonna be seeing anyone else. I mean, you have to be that specific. Because some people believe you're single until you get married. Some people believe you're single until you are engaged. Some people believe you're single until you say you're officially in a relationship. So you say what being in a relationship means to you, and if that person agrees and says yes as well, then you know that both of you are exclusive. But I think you don't just stop at saying, "Are you my boyfriend, girlfriend?" and be like, "Are we
And what
exclusive?
does that mean?
Are we exclusive?
Yeah,
Are we exclusive?"
But now, when's the last time you had
Or
a girlfriend?
boyfriend, doesn't matter. No disrespect. Like, let's be serious.
The last time I had a girlfriend was 2011. But
what's the problem with that?
hold on. I just have to stress this fact.
Okay.
The last time I had a relationship was 2011. But to assume that that means going with the flow is another problem,
Yeah, so
because
now you're really-
that has nothing to do with the situation. It just means I had other things that I was focusing on. Now, if you're going to now, if
Jail?
Probably.
so, but
Why does it have to be on
why
negative
is
jail?
that? Why is that the immediate?
So now,
You really believe he hasn't been with nobody
why you guys
since
thinking
2011?
because he's not been in a relationship since 2011 is something? Because
Because for me, when he says I haven't been in a relationship since 2011, it gives me, for him, he hasn't been exclusive with anybody since
That's not
2011.
even the truth, though.
That's
But
an assumption.
we in 2017.
now.
But he asked my opinion.
I'm like, okay, so what have you been doing since 2011? Because from 2011 all the way to 2017, unless you've been in jail.
Isn't being exclusive being in a relationship?
Yeah, to me, yeah. That's
So
what
you
I
haven't been in a relationship since 2011, so you haven't been exclusive with anyone.
Yeah,
right?
I haven't. Yeah.
Have you had sex with anyone since 2011?
Okay, guys, this is
Relationships are, like I was saying earlier, they're a very serious thing for me. So the idea of getting in a relationship just to get into one doesn't seem like it's very fulfilling. I take that very seriously. So I if I'm going to go above and beyond to say, would you be my lady? I think we have to want the same things, and it could lead to more. And I just, I don't feel like I've found someone that I would be willing to say, let's do that with yet. And I also don't think there's any rush. So it's not like there's a timeline that I'm working with.
Since you haven't been exclusive for the past 6 years,
6 years,
right?
yeah.
All right. You've been dating, but have you been
I haven't
having
actually been.
So you've just been working.
So you haven't been
I
having
mean,
casual sex?
I only recently started dating, and
Okay.
the only recently started dating, and that to me, what dating is going out on dates. Now, what I'm
but
fighting
that's
against is
because that's your definition of what you've been doing, right? So
Yeah.
have you been consistent with anyone? Let's
No.
just say sexually, or let's just say just hanging out.
There's no. I don't have a you up person, quote unquote. It's
Okay.
not my. My thing is I'm
You
fighting
didn't
against.
have that for the past 6 years? Not one you up person? You up person. It's like, you get that text late at night and 2 words. You up? Question. It might be a question mark. It might not be. Same thing. You up? And that's usually like, yo, you up? Like, let's get into something, or let's talk, or more than likely the person wants your time, But I would say a you up person, when you call them that, that's your like go-to midnight rendezvous kind of thing. Yeah.
I feel like because you haven't been in a relationship since 2011, like something's wrong, or like, but I'm just saying, my point is people don't take relationships seriously, and people don't get in relationships as often as before.
But that's a broad generalization because I'm also a millennial.
Say some people.
Yeah, I'm also a millennial.
Some
And for
people.
me, the reason why I haven't been is because if I'm in a relationship, I think it's a serious thing. And you're supposed to go all in. So I take that seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, when I hear that, I hear, that means you just,
But you notice you never answer the questions though, right?
I don't have to answer the question.
What? I'm just saying.
What are some of the signs that he or she is officially your boyfriend or your girlfriend?
Clingy, always want to be around you.
I want to see you all the time.
There are no signs.
No, okay, my personal opinion. I didn't say it was the truth. I've experienced it, so I can only go off my own experience. Some of the signs I've seen that I've noticed, a female, can be a bit clingy. She always wants to do everything. Not that it's a bad thing, but they're the signs that she's like, oh, I only belong to her. And I was just like, we even had that conversation. We ain't got to that stage yet. That's two of the signs that I've just seen. Don't know about anybody else, but that's what I've experienced. Now I can only speak for myself because that's what I've seen. So that's me.
Wait, I don't think you kind of
answer the question.
The question said, what are some of the signs that he or she is officially your boyfriend or your girlfriend? You're basically speaking on her. They're asking you based on you. Like, what are the signs that this is your girl now?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a great question, to be fair.
I think the signs are after you have the conversation, if both of you say yes and you start to go on regular dates, you spend most of your time together when you're not working or anything like that. And then you know, that just means you are in a relationship. You know, you're in the movies, we're going to movies, can we go on a date? You know, so at least to me, it's sort of non-verbal at that point.
When do you feel like that? Like, when do you feel like asking? Like, what takes that point where you're like, you know what?
I think you just know. I don't know if you can explain it. You just have a feeling.
But don't you think that opens the door to misunderstanding?
Yeah, but no, you obviously, whether you know, but you still got to have the communication and talk. But you just know within yourself that, you know what, I feel that this is right and I want to ask the question whether, you know, let's be exclusive, I want you to be my woman, whatever the case, and then you move from there. She might say no, she's not ready for it, but you know, you don't know until you ask, right?
Yeah, like I feel like nowadays there's no line between dating, talking, marriage, or anything, because you'll be talking to someone and doing like wifey things in the talking phase. So like with me, I personally take relationships seriously. So, and I take the process of getting in relationships seriously. So if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you to get to know you. How soon before you ask do you know?
There's no timeline. There's no timeline.
That's well, for me, it's a good question. She can ask the question.
I'm not saying.
I'm saying she can ask the question. Once again, I can only go for me. I mean, they say the honeymoon period goes for 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months for what?
The honey
Before
what?
you see the truth.
The honeymoon period.
Oh, he's in the honeymoon.
Exclusive.
No, she's asking when do you. She said asking how soon is it before you ask the question about.
Where we should be
No, I'm
exclusive.
saying like, would you know, all right, I want this girl to be my, I want this girl to be my girlfriend, but like you'll wait before you ask.
Like,
or is it
you're
like
not about to scare her off by asking too soon? Like, when is the right time?
You have
to
wait.
I don't think there's a right time. Yeah. There's a right time for you, but we don't know if that's the right time for
the
her.
other person.
So like for me, it's when it's effortless, when it's just easy.
Flowing.
We just go, we're doing it, we're having a meal, we can talk about anything, and it just flows right. And then I have the feeling that I kind of want you to meet my mom, and that's when I know that I want to ask you the question. I just feel like when you have family involved, that's a whole other step. Like my mom even said to me, I don't want to see anyone until you are sure, because then you're just getting into just complications. And so if I have a feeling that, I actually want to introduce you to my family, my mom, because they're not an easy bunch, that's when I know that something definitely is here. I'm catching the feels, as I would say.
See, for him, if he feels like she's ready to introduce her to his mom, that's a relationship for him. For me, I think relationship is when you only want to spend
time with her,
and then there will be another stage for me where I say, okay, maybe time to meet the parents. So I don't get to the parent stage until.
Okay, so yours is the sign is. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. No, go on, Mina. So yours, the sign is when you feel like, I only want to spend time with this person.
Yeah, romantically.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's like person I really am attracted to. Yeah.
I think being in a relationship to me means that you're fully committed to the other person, you're exclusive, and it's a very serious thing that could potentially lead to marriage or whatever the next step is beyond that. So that's my definition.
Me personally, I mean, for me, if we're not having that conversation right now, or if there's no talk, or I don't see us as being in a relationship. However, if I would say me was hanging out every day, probably seeing each other, hanging out and talking. If you see my parents, I think that's a step that we are getting somewhere. Yeah. Like he said, I don't push conversations.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't
put. Because they were killing me yesterday about that.
Before you get to the part where you meet the parents, though, like.
Right.
you don't just introduce somebody to your parents. So where do you get to the
That's what I
point
was
with the
about to say.
girl?
I think
So obviously, if you want to introduce her to your mom, you want her to be your girlfriend, or she's your girlfriend.
she's gonna have to.
But how do you
be
get
my
to
girlfriend
that point where you're like, okay, this is where we're gonna go? Like he said, his point is what, like he feels like, yo, I really want to spend forever with this person. Not, I use forever loosely, but what's your sign? What's your thing? Maybe you're like, damn, she cooks for me. You know what is your thing?
I hang it out every day a lot. More than I will.
So that's your
I mean, because
thing,
I'm very
hanging
busy
out
with what
every
I do. I mean, I'm very busy with what I do. But if I spend my time, like if I want to spend my time with you all the time, and I sit and we had that kind of conversation and say, okay, fine.
So time,
because you have to
time is in
understand,
common.
a lot of men don't now be like, oh, can you be my girlfriend? Like, they don't really ask. It's like something we just do. And then as a woman, I would just feel like, wait, I met his mom. We spent 4th of July together. I went to Hawaii for family vacations. We living together. We have a dog named Edward. Like we are happy together. So I mean, I gotta be his woman. And then he'd be like, nah, shorty.
But
So like, I'm very sensitive. I'm very loving, and I'm the best thing ever. Like, why would you want to play me? And if I feel like I'm being played and you're not being honest with your feelings, yeah, you might be on life support.
At that stage with you though, you're moving in. Well, if it got to that stage, you're moving in, whatever the case. If he didn't say nothing, would you not use your own initiative and say, okay, let me ask you what we're doing?
It's common sense.
For who? What is common? It's not. You can't say that though.
Bottom line, there gotta be a conversation.
Coming from who?
Coming from
any
party. Come from anybody. It come from you. I mean, if you feel how you feel right now, oh, see my mom, we do this.
But as a man, okay, let's say we're in a relationship, right? And then we're having a good time. We've done everything as a couple. We've been together for a year.
So you can't give too much
and
until you
that's
know.
true. We've been together for a year. You pay my phone bill, I pay your phone bill. We go to McDonald's together, whatever. We do stuff together as a couple, right? And then we move in together. And you never officially ask me. Hold on.
But you should never move in with
them.
You should never move in with them.
Guys, let her talk. Let her talk. Let
You
her
never
talk.
officially asked me to be your woman, and I never officially asked you to be my man. But we're living as a couple. Now, even if I ask you today, are we dating, and you be like, no, we're just talking, just my friend. Do you think, like in your mind, honestly, truly think that's okay? When you know you've done everything with her like a couple, and you know how she feels about you, you know that she wants a future with you, and you still going off as in, no, we're just friends, we're just talking. That's what's in your time, my time. If I'm offering my time, I could be with 1 billion people. I could be with the next NBA player, but I choose to be with you. So think that this is me showing love, attention, affection.
Leading on is when you give someone the wrong impression of what they actually feel like it is. If you know that the person that you're going out with likes you and wants something more, and you, with that knowledge, continue to act like that, knowing that you don't want to do anything beyond a certain step, that's leading on. It's basically playing with someone's emotions and not having a regard for that person. So, yeah.
I don't know who you're talking to, but if it's me, I know it's not, I can't do that. But if there's a guy like that, the guys like that who actually say I love you to the end of the world, they're just to get something,
I love you.
This guy will do anything. You gotta know who you're with, who you're talking to, who's that person, and you gotta have all of that before you can't. Are you gonna move with the guy if he did tell you like, listen, you're my girlfriend? Are you going to move?
To me, honestly, I don't even need you to. I don't need permission or for you to ask me. Like, it's just a feeling. You feel it. Like, you know, like I'm your girl. Like, I'm your woman crush. What's on Instagram?
Okay,
you have something to say?
I'm sure you can lead to something.
I kind of feel like, Francia, I'm going to try and like understand where you're coming from, right? I still think you've somehow in the conversations you guys have had and how you've been conducting yourselves, maybe you both function in the way where it's being old school to be like, will you be my girlfriend, will you be my boyfriend? But by the time you move into somebody's house, right, and you've met his family, his friends, and you're I'm guessing at that point you're calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever.
Right.
I mean, if somebody asked you, are you single, you'd say no at that stage, right?
Yeah, of course. I'd be like, no,
okay, so they just don't have that conversation. Maybe you've met guys where you don't have that kind of conversation, but you have with your actions and what you're doing, but you've not necessarily used the term, so will you be my boyfriend and girlfriend?
But then when the question does come out, say for instance, hypothetically, you did ask the question, are we exclusive, and he turns around and says no, that's where the confusion starts.
But no, there's no confusion. There's a murder. Like I will kill you.
She's saying they don't. But
like you don't understand. You don't.
That exchange may not.
First, I'm gonna take it slow with you, cause I care for you. So I'm not gonna stab you directly. I'm gonna take my time and slowly kill you. If I feel like you're playing me.
If you don't have a conversation, you're not in a relationship.
That's what we're saying.
Exactly. You're in a relationship by yourself.
2017 with
He doesn't know you're in a
But
relationship.
are we going with these days?
No. Because like, also like we have to, as females, we have to hold ourselves accountable too. Like, if we're talking, I'm not gonna act like your wife. I'm not gonna act like your girlfriend. I'm not gonna do things that we're not at, because there's stages to this. That's what I'm saying. Like the lines are blurred. Like we need to stop moving in, paying for people's stuff at the talking stage. You're not my man.
How
like
do you
I
have
have
the
no
talking stage.
Communicate.
You
The
have
communication.
To speak. You have to
Not
speak.
just
You guys have to talk about
There's
it.
a stage before talking. Some of them, they call you their shorty, so be careful. That shorty thing is just once I feel once a guy calls a woman his shorty, from my experience, from what I've seen, from where I'm at right now, it's like that's a waste of time. I don't have time.
What are some of the signs that he or she's into you?
This is what you wanted to say with the clingy thing. That's what you were trying to say. That's what you were answering.
That's basically, that's what you were saying.
On board today. Yeah, well, I've experienced, she's been a bit clingy, wanted to be around me all the time. Like I said, not it's a bad thing, but I was just like, nah, it's a bit too much. And it kind of like turned me off.
So does that show you that she's into you?
Yeah, very into me. I'm talking about she wanted to be with me 24/7. Like, you know, like when you're in the toilet and she don't want to be in there. I'm like, whoa, that's a bit too much. Like, chill out, you know what I mean? Some women feel that they hold the key because they have, am I allowed to say the word? A vagina?
I think if I dated KMS, if I don't slap him one day, like he just talks too much for my liking. He's a nice guy though. He's funny as shit. Like I really appreciate that. I think the show would be dope if we didn't have him, but he talks too much. Golly.
No, let me have my space. You have your space. So for me, I just felt that it was a bit too much, but I just knew she was into me. So I was just like, nah, let me just.
For me, when I know that she's into me, it's if she introduces me as her boyfriend to her friends. So, you know, I meet her close friends and we start doing activities. Say, hey, this is my man, this is my boyfriend, this is my... I mean, like again, for me, this is... I don't think this is as complicated as we're making it. I think if we all communicate as far as to who we are to each other, it's really that simple. It's not...
But we don't communicate.
Yeah.
I think the thing with what you're saying is it makes absolute sense. But there's this stigma, like, I don't know, like there's this stigma against the whole so what are we thing. Like, as if all of a sudden, like, oh, why you have to ask? Like, it's like females are scared to have that conversation, the whole what are we thing, because it's been made fun of, or like, it's like, oh man, like everything was going great. And then she had to ask, what are we? Like, so that's where the problem starts. So every relationship is different. You may be a different person than, like, obviously you're not like everybody else. But someone else in a relationship, you guys are going steady, and then it's like, okay, like I really like him, I think he likes me, but I'm scared to ask what are we? And he's not gonna ask because he might not ask because he's probably comfortable where it's at, and it's never gonna go anywhere.
Why does it have to be just the woman that says what are we? There's many situations where the guy can say that, and then if a guy responds to you in that way and says, oh, why you gotta spoil it? Then you know that's not the guy for you. I mean, I really think this
women stay though.
I think.
Yeah. So if you stay beyond that point, I mean, then you know you have to. Sorry, I know you want to say something, but for me, I feel like if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, this is why I've been very patient. Is the person has to be comfortable being themselves around you. You have to be comfortable being yourself around them. So if that person is getting all weird doing that, then that person probably has a commitment issue. And then if that's a commitment issue, that's a red flag from the beginning. And then you take that red flag to be what it is. Now, if anyone persists beyond that point, you know, it's almost at your own peril because you've seen a sign and you let another emotion override that.
I said it from Jump Street that I don't want to be in a relationship. You said, that's fine. We're going to do this. It's going to be casual. Then if you start catching feelings and I don't, you can't be upset that I don't have feelings because we already we already said this from the beginning.
If you're going into a relationship and you're just not trying to waste anybody's time, you're going to address that from the jump. Like from the first date, like, I'm not here to be playing games. I'm not here to be snooping. I'm not here for any of that. So if that's where you're at, let's do this. If you're not, let's not. And with women, sometimes we're afraid of like this whole rejection. But I think every girl can vouch, like, you'll speak to maybe a best friend, like, yeah, I like this guy. Well, sometimes they'll ask you, so what are you guys doing? I'm that best friend that's really blunt, like, what are you doing? Because I see some signs where he could be taking you for a ride and you're just out here thinking, you know, I'm just gonna wait for some delayed gratification. Later on, it's gonna work. You actually have to address that from the jump. Like,
I agree.
But it's also about where you're at. Some women may just be like, I'm just here to have some fun. And then halfway through, they realize, oh, wait, I think I'm falling, right? So it's just about where you're at and being honest about it with where you are.
I suppose which a lot of people don't do.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's like, we're also afraid of rejection as well. Like, there are definitely times that I'm like, should I bring it up? I don't know. We're doing so well. If I say something, is she gonna run? So it's also on our side as well that we may be scared. We don't want to rock the boat either if it's going so well. We're not as hard and tough as we all think we are.
All right, let me tell you a story, right?
Story.
I liked this girl, you know. I liked her. I thought she was, you know, and we started talking and everything. But I would do the texting and everything, and you reply me 2 days later. There's no reason why you are replying me 2 days later. I just know.
Why be you two now?
Wait, hold on. I just know something is off, right? Fine. But I was like, no. If you like this person, you gotta go for it, right? So I went for it. I was still doing it. The text from 2 days become 1 day, then maybe same day, but it was cool. Then I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot, going overboard and everything. One day she would not talk to me for like maybe 3 weeks or 1 month.
What?
Then she would just see me one party, probably party was like popping and everything. She would just start talking again. So one day I had to sit her down, like, what are you doing? What is this? Because I actually did like her. Now, if somebody really do like you, they will bring that conversation up at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you guys are gonna know. And she was just staring at me. That's why I realized that, listen, so guys go through it too.
Yeah.
So
and to go on this point, since everybody wants to say 2011 is a long time, so there's there's one person that I did like that we went to school in Virginia in just 2010. Or we were just friends in 2010, but then somehow we ended up in New York City, and this was after we broke up. And we would always talk, we were friends, and then the same sort of texting thing would happen. You text, respond maybe a day later,
makes no sense.
And then you do it after a while, you're like, okay, you keep it in. And then I just brought up casually, like, you know, it's kind of funny, you respond at your own time. It's like, shot, you go on a date, had fun, she went home, I went home, said you had a good time, tried to set up a second date, no follow-up, 2 weeks later, hey, how are you?
That's her hitting you up?
Yeah, her after that. Then
you're the when she's hungry guy. Leave it.
No, she was, and then it would just go on like that for, you know,
so
like.
This is a sign that she's not really into you.
Yeah,
This is a sign.
But then she would change her mind and say she was into me, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yes.
No, so then after, this was the final tone. I wrote like this because. Yes, everybody can laugh. I did write a poem. I did, and it was basically.
I didn't write it. I just stopped texting.
Hold on. Look. What was the poem? It was basically.
You wanted to read?
It was basically detailing what the 5 years of friendship and why I felt like she was someone I wanted to be with, right?
My first reaction to Tails writing a poem, it didn't surprise me. I kind of like knew he would express himself that way because, you know, we've had talks and he said he's very creative. Even though I wanted to know what the poem was about, you know, obviously he said it was from the heart and everything like that. So it didn't really surprise me. I kind of like knew he was that way, but I don't know. I mean, each their own. And if the poem works, so he just shows how he expressed himself to females, then it works. Fair play to him. I take my hat to him. Good on you. Pound the shoulder.
So, and then she responded, oh my gosh, the most beautiful thing ever. I've never ever, like no one's ever done that for me. Crickets after that. That was it.
What?
We always get the assumption that guys
I'm telling you what guys go through. I'm telling you.
Can we just agree that you don't know the signs?
Exactly.
I don't know what you're feeling. That. You don't know what I'm feeling.
Unless you communicate it.
Exactly. Unless there's something verbal. You'll never know what I'm thinking, and I'll never know what you're thinking.
All right, so moving on. Whose place in the relationship is it to make it clear if you guys are exclusive or
both
not?
parties. It's up to both parties, really. That's what I believe.
Okay.
You gonna say
I definitely agree. It's like this whole men should take the first step. No, I think throw that out. Women, you can cry about. This guy broke my heart, wasted my time. Why didn't you interject from the start? Same with guys. This girl did this to me. Why didn't you address it from the start? It's all about just being honest about where you are.
Yep.
Okay, just so I'm clear with the question. When you're saying we should take the first step, are you saying we should say, are we boyfriend or girlfriend?
So I don't know. It's a little old school, but I still feel like a guy should ask me out.
I want you, Tail.
It's not the name. The name's not Tail.
Tell us about the poem.
I think guys should ask a girl out. Guys should. But when it comes to who's determining whether you're exclusive, I think any party can take the lead there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think for me, like, I'm very like old school in a way. Like, if I don't know, like, I believe the guy should take initiative. And so if I'm speaking to you, I'm consistently talking to you, then my feelings are already there. I'm just gonna wait for you to confirm that. And if I don't feel like I'm getting that reciprocated, I think I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there where we're dating, and I'm like, all right, you know, it's like double dutch. You don't want to, you don't know if you're getting in right, what's going on. And, you know, I want to bring up the question. I'm like, do I want to bring it up? And then she's like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? So, you know, it's just, you know, for every woman that says, you know, guys have it so easy, we just make it look good. But we are definitely the same, afraid of rejection, afraid of being hurt just as much.
Men do have a fear of rejection, and
How about you? I'm good.
Fine. Me and fine. And almost everyone except KMS has a fear of rejection. But the other thing is, a lot of men, I wouldn't say all men, are not good at reading signs, and it's just.
I don't think anyone is. You just.
Some people.
But then again, you also I think some girls just make it very clear.
No, what?
Females are afraid to ask the where are we or what are we doing question, because, like, sometimes, like, it's one of those things, like, when I watch, like, guys talk and I listen to guys talk, it's like, yeah, like, we just cool. And then she want to ask, what are we? Like, come on, let's just go with the flow. And it's like, sometimes I need to know what are we. It's not interrupting the flow, because I need to know what we're doing. Like, I'm not saying ask, what are we, day 3. But if you feel like, oh, I have feelings for you, you have feelings for me, I should be able to ask you, what are we doing, without you feeling some type of way. So.
In terms of asking the girl out, I always think
should be the man's role.
I think the guy should do that. But when you're determining if it's something that's more serious, I think anyone can.
I don't think so. I think anybody can do that.
So
okay,
yeah.
So moving on. Do men sometimes lead women on falsely? Yeah. How and why?
Men lead women on.
Women
lead men on.
The question was.
Yeah, let's focus on the question. Do men?
Okay. Men lead women on. Yeah, it's simple. There's no getting around it.
Okay, so that's simple. Next question.
Why? Hold on. You want to know why?
Yeah, why? I'm sorry, why?
Say why.
Must miss that.
I think because they can.
I've never led nobody on. No, I haven't led anyone. No, I wouldn't do that. No.
What are the signs? I really don't know, because there's some guys that might have the signs of leading you on, but then again, they goes up by saying, nah, I love you, like I care for you.
I've been led on. I'm not gonna lie. I've been led on. You know, was it nice? No. You give someone the opportunity to take charge and, you know, feel like, oh, well, I can do anything, and you don't put your foot down, then the gentleman or the man or the male, alpha male, whatever you want to call it, is going to feel, well, you know what, if you're not going to say anything, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think there's element of your ego being stroked when you know that someone's feeling you, and it's, you know, sometimes some guys will end up just texting women and they're like, oh, I can tell she's feeling it, and that just feels good to some guys. And that's leading on because you know what's going on, and you're like, oh, okay, I just want to do that. But yeah, the power and definitely ego at play.
But then some women do make it too easy and too obvious for me.
But that's
what do you mean by too obvious?
That, you know, I can do whatever I want with you.
But that's not leading on.
I think one thing, like, the easiest fuckboy trap is the whole, like.
Sorry, I don't know what that is.
It's true.
You don't know what a fuckboy is?
Okay, guys, that's not.
He wants the definition. So what's the definition?
He has the traits of a boyfriend. He'll treat you like his girlfriend, but he will have other girls, you know, by the side. So that's basically what a fuckboy is.
My definition of a fuckboy is somebody that knows that you like him and still doesn't give you the minimum of making you his girlfriend or even letting you know what you guys are doing right now. So he knows the way you're feeling for him, but he's still using you for his benefits.
They're not gonna say, I'm never gonna be in a relationship. They're never gonna say a relationship is not in the future. They're gonna say, I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't really do a relationship, but let's go with the flow.
I feel like it's not, we're not falling for it. It's like the guy already chose for you. He didn't give you no options. Because if he's saying, okay, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, but I like you, so let's just go with the flow and do what we're doing.
That's not true.
He already picked. No, I want to be in a relationship.
Okay, but
you.
Yeah,
exactly.
correct.
But if you already
but then
picked,
if he's giving you the choice, then you can.
no, yeah, you can also make the
this is what I
decision
don't
not to
want.
be with him.
Then it's up to you now to do what you want.
But basically, he's not ready for it, right? But he still want to be with you and do what you're doing.
Then that's the girl's fault because you cannot let a man treat you like that. If you don't want, if the man makes it clear that he does not want a relationship at the moment, then hey, move on. Don't sit there and be used.
Don't act as if you are in a relationship.
Don't give him.
Don't give him the chance to act in the first place.
I'm not giving no power to nothing, but I'm just saying, if you don't want to be in a relationship with a woman, just don't act as if, you know, don't kiss her, don't sex her, don't do none of that.
And what is acting like being in a relationship? What is that? Because
It's
if I treat you like trash, does that mean we're not in a relationship?
No, unless if you have sex with all your friends. Like, you only have sex with one person, the person that you love. You only open up to somebody, the person that you love. You only connect mentally, spiritually, emotionally with somebody for only the person that you plan on being a partner with. I don't think you do this with
but can you do that with someone that already says they're not ready?
Yeah, they already made it clear to you.
Yeah, because it's already blocked, so that's not happening. That's not going to happen anyway.
Not necessarily though, because there could be, you can go out with someone once a week. There's 7 days in a week.
Right.
If I see you every week, I could be seeing 7 other people every week. So it's not. This is for some people. This is what they do. Like You could have conversations. You could do all this stuff. Maybe you just not. This is not the person you want to be official with, but you like them. You like their company. They're cool.
Then you have no choice but to play along.
You
can't complain because
Exactly.
you already like you're playing along.
I'm just saying like. That's
not F boy.
A fuck boy would not let you know from the get-go that I'm not ready. A fuck boy would lead you on.
Like, honestly, I feel like my whole life has been led on by people based on what, you know, to this conversation.
Can
I interject?
Go ahead.
I would say the game keeps on changing. So he could mislead you and say that and make you think one way, but then do something else. Most of the time, a fuckboy would probably not tell you, but what if he did? Then you probably would think different, wouldn't you?
I think my definition of this fuckboy, F-boy, whatever it is when you go into something, when you deceive a girl that you're in it for the right intentions when you're not. So I think it's just deception. At the end of the day, if you're lying to somebody and you know you're just stringing them along and you're just like covering up your tracks, that's what a fuckboy is. When you're just, when you're lying to someone that you're in something and you're not really there, honestly, wholeheartedly. Yeah.
The reason why I think that's more of a fuckboy is because he's telling you what he's about to do, and you're looking more at his actions than his words.
True.
Like, I'm not saying like every girl in the world is gonna fall for this, but this is something that you see. This is something that you see because, like, a lot of people don't get in relationships. It's like, okay, like, all right, maybe you too, you might feel like, okay, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship, but I also want to see where things go. But then once like feelings get involved, the back door is open.
I feel if somebody's not ready and tell you they're not ready,
that's on me.
The ball now is in your court. To see if
I
you want
think
to
where
continue
people
or
get
not.
confused is when someone says they're not ready and the person thinks, well, maybe they're not ready now.
you could change
but sometimes you can't expect someone to be ready right when you are, which I understand. But most of the time, I mean, some people will get into things and like, not to use time as a factor, but like in such a short period of time, they'll be like, so, you know, can you call, like, what's this? And some people be like, damn, like, I need a little more time. But depending on where you are, I think you should just
If
you know,
you're not ready,
make a better judgment.
if you're not
and
ready
just
at
be
all,
like,
like
look,
let's
you know,
cut it.
I don't have time
Why
to wait
keep
for this.
doing
But
it?
that's
You
what
say
we're
you're not
saying,
ready.
and
Yeah,
she's
that's what he
saying
said.
that's still a F boy.
Because there's a difference between not like I'm not ready is a valid, it's an easy excuse to use.
Or it could be a factual statement.
It's not that easy.
I think the tolerance comes with thinking maybe people will change, or halfway down the line something's going to change. That's
Exactly.
just tolerance, but
Right.
it's not
big
smart.
one.
Yeah, it's not smart.
I
That's
just think
basically
you
what
should,
it
if
is.
someone tells you their intentions, you should believe them, especially that early on. That's,
Wow,
I think
wow. I mean, that's I'm 50-50 with that.
So if someone tells you, I don't want a relationship, and you're
I've heard it, but I'm just saying, just because someone tells you something doesn't mean it's the truth.
Yeah,
People say certain things. Like I said, it doesn't mean it's the truth. But then it goes back to my quote. I said this on a couple episodes before. When and how do you really know somebody? I believe when you put someone's back against the wall, then you'll find out who that person really is. That's the point I'm trying to say. So don't take for gospel because somebody says something it's the truth or they actually mean it.
If I say to you, I'm not looking for a relationship, this and that, and you say, okay, fine, we're still gonna quote, quote, go with the flow, I'm assuming that you're feeling the same way. So if you catch feelings, that's not my problem. I don't know where this is coming from, because in my brain, we're getting in the casual boat together, so there is no relationship going forward. So that's not leading you on if you came on with me.
That's what I'm.
That's why I'm not understanding.
But the thing is right now that a lot of people get confused. Like
Right.
I've been in my younger days, I've been like, oh, he meant right now. So right now. Okay, yeah, you know, I can't rush it. Let me just, you know, and then you end up standing there by yourself.
If a man makes it clear to you, like, this is my intentions, it's up to you to basically decide if you want to go along with it or remove yourself from the situation. Like, you can't blame him for not wanting to be with you when he made it clear from the jump, like, this is what I'm after, this is what I can do and what I can't do. So he basically gave you the opportunity to make a decision. So yeah. All right, so do you think that women lead men on? How and why?
I think yes, some women do, and it's maybe they exploit, let's say, like their looks, and they crave the attention, and so when they get it, they will hang on to it until they find someone that they click with and say, yeah, I like that kind of attention.
So it's kind of like stroking a
So I
woman's
think,
ego as
yeah,
well.
I think sometimes women are guilty of doing that. They will like lead men on and then, you know, be like, I can't find a man, but they're still texting 10 billion men just like because they're finding some sort of like filling some void with the attention, but they just haven't found the right one yet.
I could be guilty of that. I don't know. It depends on how you feel, but at the end of the day, no, I mean, truly, I don't know if I'm leading you on. Because if I'm telling you, hey, let's do this, let's do that, and like you guys said, communication is very important. There's no communications being said. You might think I'm leading you on because we're not dating, but to me, it's just like, that's what I really do with everybody. Like, there's no lines where, I'm doing this extra with you because I'm feeling you. No, we're going to the movies because I want to see all eyes on me. Like, I don't want to be your girlfriend. So you might think as leading on because we do all this stuff, and maybe not. So it really depends on how you feel.
Some guy might feel that,
Yeah.
you know, for you saying let's go to the movies is something to them.
Some guys will feel like they've been led on because they took you out. They spent their money. If they pay for food, I gotta pay for something. I'll pay the tip, or I'll be like, you know what, I got the drinks, because I went through such a period where I'm just like, you ain't gonna come back to me, God forbid this doesn't work out, or whatever the case, and be like, oh, after all the money I spent on you. Some people don't have a problem with it. Now I don't care if you spend it. I didn't rob you. You spent it, but I don't like that. People will feel like you led them on because they decided to spend money.
Some men don't mind being like exploited to the point where like they wouldn't mind just be seen with a hot girl, but they know they would never like date her, but they'll spend some money on her. They'll ask her out to just be seen with her. They'll like.
I had a guy. I don't want to put him on blast, but I had a guy.
He knows.
He knows who he knows himself.
I had a guy. He sent me some money like frequently, and then after a while, I told my mom about it, and she's like, "That's not okay. Like if you don't plan on being with him, you need to stop." So we stopped. But
you didn't think it was anything wrong with that?
You said he
at first he just sent me money because I needed a new laptop.
Did you know? Did you know he had? Wait.
Look, let's not judge.
Wait, guys.
This is what happened. So, my laptop broke. It wasn't working. Now, why you laughing?
No, Barbie's always going.
It wasn't working. My laptop was not working.
Well, don't laugh.
It wasn't working, and I was doing some homework over my computer, and it wasn't working. And we were talking over my phone, and it was saying like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm at Best Buy trying to find a new laptop, but the one that I really want, I can't afford it. It's too expensive." And he's like, "Oh, I get it for you." I was like, "Oh no, that's fine. Like I'm working. I'm just gonna save for it." Nah, like I get it for you. I'll do that for you. I was like, "You sure?" He was like, "Yes." He offered. Now, am I a B because I wanted to get a new laptop? No. I took it, and then after that, it was just like he was just. I don't know. He would just send me money. I don't want to be a gold digger because I do. People think that I'm not like that's not what happened. He offered to buy me a laptop. And honestly, at first, yes, I felt kind of weird about it, but I accepted, and then it's time to be something, casual. And it started big, like a big amount of money for the laptop, and then it went small. So it wasn't as if I was making the guy broke. Like, no, he was okay. Nothing sexual or even romantic happened. We were just talking, and he asking me how my day was going, how school, this and that. And I would just openly explain to him, things that was going on. And then after a while, yes, people made me realize that you cannot take money from this dude. Even though he offered, I've never at any point, any moment asked him, can you send me some money? I could have easily done that because it was very open with giving me some money, but I never asked. And he offered, and I took it. Who'd be crazy to say no? Like,
I'll take that I'll take that probably was just coming from a genuine point. Maybe he wanted to actually do it. So I'll just say, okay, but let me tell you something. If somebody's giving you money like that, I think somehow they kind of like you somehow or see something. It doesn't have to be here. They don't have to be here, but they have this thing in their head that probably one day, something's gonna happen.
Okay, next question. Has anyone here ever been played where you thought the person was your partner, like your girlfriend or your boyfriend?
I take relationships seriously. So if I'm in a relationship, I know I'm in a relationship.
How you know? Yeah, like do you think?
Because we talk about it. We make that like I can't talk to someone and think that we're in a relationship. That's just not how I roll. Like if you say, listen, like I like you, I want this to go forward, and then I'm like, yeah, and things change from there. Like, I'm not the type of girl you're going to talk to and then I'm going to be acting like I'm something that I'm not. I'm going to be playing a role that I don't have the title to. Because that's for both of our protection. Like, I'm not, once I'm in a relationship, then it's like, okay, you're unlocking another side of me because now I'm your girlfriend.
No? You might not know you've been played, but you've been played.
But that's then anyone can say everyone's being played because you don't know.
Exactly. That's not, this whole thing is an illusion.
To my knowledge, I have not been played.
So can a one night stand be a good relationship? Become a good relationship?
That's juicy, I like that. That's a good question.
Of course you do.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's very possible.
It's possible?
Very, very possible.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I just think it's possible. I think you haven't. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying.
You never say anything.
The way you guys were looking at me, though, like.
She never said
No, I'm just saying, yeah. But I think it's possible. Look, anything is possible. Anything is. Like, you probably meet somebody today, love at whatever they call it, the first sights. It could be it, right? You can meet somebody tomorrow. Look, there's no I don't know. I think it's possible.
Well, the question's wrong because you're
Yes,
saying,
yeah.
can it become a good
Yeah.
relationship? It wasn't a relationship
wasn't
to
a
begin
one-night
with.
Can it become? Become
If it
means
can it
is it
become
gonna
a
become?
relationship,
Yeah.
period?
Yeah.
You were talking about like you start texting.
Possibly,
whatever, and then you
but
go
it's
to-
that's the
not one-night
exception
stand.
to the rule.
Yeah.
The rule is no, but there are exceptions. Like
shouldn't.
a friend of mine, he's married, one night stand.
What was the intentional? Yeah, maybe the intention behind it was a one-night stand, and then it ended up being that. But yeah.
Something has to
I feel like a
happen
one-night stand-
within those couple of hours that is different than your other one night stand.
No, I feel like a one night stand is like we're going to the club, we're having a couple of drinks, we're talking, you're like, hey, come over to my place. I came over to your place and we're having sex, and the next day either I get coffee or either I get the train home and I just go home.
Yeah, if you ever watched,
That's a one-night
did
stand.
you ever watch Jersey Shore? If you ever watched that, it was,
Yeah, that was a
the
lot of
exact
one-night
definition. They go to the club, just go home, pay for your cab.
Some of them will pay for your cab.
Some of them will pay for your
Yeah,
cab.
they
That's
I mean, hey,
Not for me. I'm a lady.
But for you, to pay.
Okay, so what are some of the steps to avoid being just a fuck buddy?
Just stay home. Lock the door.
no.
Just stay home, lock the door,
You
and
gotta-
pray.
don't have sex.
Life is a journey, right? Relationships, whether it's work, whatever the case is, right? Wherever you go into, the more you try and hide away or you don't want to put yourself in that situation, it's bound to happen sooner or later, whether it's a month, a year, whatever the case is, it's going to happen. But guess what? The main thing is how you learn from it, or if you fall off the horse, do you get back on it? And how you come, you can always, have something where it can be a disaster, or where it can be a fallback or a setback, whatever the case is. It just depends how strong mentally you are, the people you got around you, for you to bounce back, learn from it, and understand, okay, I made a foolish mistake, or I made a mistake. What can I do to, better myself, or become strong, or understand that, I'm never going to do that again. That's life. Life lessons, quote 101.
You gotta speak up. You gotta know the signs.
Be
If you're not defining what you want, then don't be upset when it goes wrong down the road.
I think as a woman, you need to be.
You have to speak up.
Yeah, you have to
Like,
speak up.
don't move into
And
somebody's
don't-
house unless you put a ring on it.
Yeah. So, what are some of the steps to take to avoid being a fuck buddy?
Being open, both parties, being honest. They're the two steps I can obviously take to.
I agree. I mean, I think it all comes down to communication. I honestly think this is less complicated than
It is.
we've
Make it out to be.
I think a lot of this starts with just communicating. That's how you know if the boy is really yours, as it says there, or the girl is really yours.
I like the way you did that way.
Yeah, it says right
timing though.
Is the boy really mine? Yeah,
Or
that's
is
it.
the girl mine? So yeah.
I think we just talk, and just. But I still want us to know that, even I'm talking to somebody right now, for example, and I know probably I tell you from the get that this is not going anywhere, and you agree with me, I can still be genuinely friends with you, like do something for you. I don't want anybody to think that somebody cannot do that. I think it's okay. But once you communicate, we get our feelings out the way. I'm not ready. You say you're not ready. Okay, this is not what I want. You go your way, I go my way. But we can still be cool and be friends. As far as we had that, we talked already and we understand where we're going. But if you say pay your phone bill and I have $60 in my account, why not?
If you don't have a conversation with someone, you're literally in the relationship by yourself. If you guys don't sit down and say, we're in a relationship, or he doesn't ask you, do you want to be my girlfriend? And you say yes, like, you can't assume that because he's introducing me to his friends, or we're having sex, or we're doing this or doing that you're in a relationship. Because literally, you're in it by yourself, because he is not in a relationship with you. So y'all need to have that conversation so you're both on the same page.
The foundation is so key of everything, and that's what holds everything together, or explains why you are where you are at the end of the day. So if you end up being a fuck buddy, your foundation has almost led you to where you are, right? If you're communicating from the jump, you're not going to find yourself as a fuck buddy if you don't want to be a fuck buddy. If you want to be a fuck buddy, you're going to stress that from the jump, right? So it's just communicate it. If that's what you want out of something, that's where you're going to end up. So if you don't want to be a fuck buddy, communicate from the start.
I think communication and action, you could communicate it and still be doing things for him that is,
Definitely, yeah. And if it becomes a routine, somebody's going to get comfortable, and then it's hard to shake out of a routine.
Everything around you will affect you to be a fuck buddy. Like, even the air you breathe, the water you drink, like everything will affect you in a sense where it's easy for you to do something and it might be, perceived as being a fuck buddy or a fuck girl, a fuck boy. And like you guys said, communication is important, but sometimes people don't really communicate their feelings because they're not just as open or as sensitive or emotional.
It's true.
So you won't know. So just close your legs.
Stay home.
If you don't want to be with somebody, just don't do nothing that could be confusing. Because I'm the type of girl, if I like you and we are talking and we're having sex and you buy me food, we married. Like we're gonna be together.
Oh, okay. I was trying to.
But wait.
We jumped the couple.
I'm your woman. I don't want to hear, oh, you my boo, you my shorty, no, I'm your woman. We're gonna get married in 6 months and I'll have a big white dress.
I just don't date. Like I don't date.
How do you get
I don't date. I don't have sex with people, and I stay to myself. I don't go on dates.
Isn't a part of life and experience? You're gonna get your heart broken. It's the inevitable. It's gonna happen.
You just gotta learn from it.
But her point is, your heart is not gonna get broken if you don't put it out there.
No, but what I'm saying to you, no. But I hear what you're saying. But the thing is, you won't put it out there. But guess what? You will wait up 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Guess what? That one time you pull it out there, what do you think's gonna happen? It's a possibility your heart could get broken. You could get treated like a football or girl. You don't know. But guess what? That's life.
So
you have to experience.
To date.
No, I didn't say
not force
not
yourself,
force.
but basically educate yourself and know what to do and what not to do with your.
That's a part of life.
There is no answer of what to or what not to do. It's what works for you. Simple.
Yeah, but okay, I hear what you're saying, and I'm not.
What works for me is I just
I'm
don't date
disagreeing.
because I think when you date, men want sex.
Okay.
That's what I think.
No,
that's just
that's
what
fair.
it is. That's my answer.
Totally fair. I'm not arguing. That's
Men
totally
or
fair.
men?
Yes, that's how I feel.
That's
Coming out of my mouth, my brain, once again, this is how I feel. Oh, well, that's how I feel. That's how you feel. So
I think it's
that's
just
how I
safe to
feel.
say,
That's just how I feel.
don't have sex if you don't want to have sex, and that's pretty much it. No one's gonna force you.
Tayo, do you think all men want
just
sex
don't
because
date.
of when they talk to a girl? Do you think that's what
Tyler
it
is
is?
Jesus Christ's son.
This is not. I don't know.
There's
why.
no
This is so
connection.
good.
It's just
Look, we can't.
Like,
We're all
For me-
God's children. All of us.
I think that right now, like, sex is one of those. Like right now, when I think of sex into today, I think of it as just something.
Fun.
For me, I value sex on another level. So if I know that I value sex on another level, I'm not gonna go out there and date and then, okay, I like him, I'm gonna have sex with him because he doesn't value sex the way I value sex. So in order to avoid the miscommunication, I think sex is just a part of it, sex is this, sex is that, I don't see it like that. So I'm not going to have sex with you, I'm not going to date you, because once we start having sex, you're gonna wanna keep having sex, and we don't have a title, we don't have a goal, we're not going anywhere because we're doing everything right now.
And that's just clear cut from the start.
Yeah.
And from when they know, it shouldn't be a problem. No one can get misled, and you just carry on from there. If you want to pursue that, then hey.
Then that's that.
Okay, that's it for today's show. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching.
Great job, guys.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.